I'm tripping. I can't even do this no more. Ty, take it over. Ty, take it over. I'm fired.
We so happy to talk about Kira today, are we?
Right.
Somebody fire me.
I'll do it.
Please, Ty.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sabrina's panel where we review Ready to Love Dallas, episode 5. We have special guests here on the panel tonight, as we do every week here with Sabrina. Y'all ready? We are really, really excited to talk about tonight's episode. Everyone on the panel, if you would like to just go around the panel, talk about who you are, what you're doing, and where the people can find you.
Hey everyone, this is Crystal Lynette. Let's get it going. Let's talk about Kira. Let's go.
What up, everybody? Tyrone, you find me Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. I'm ready to go as well.
Stacy.
Am I frozen? Oh, I thought I was frozen for a second. Gotcha. This is Stacy B. I talk about why y'all can find me at the end, because Lord, this girl and her identity problems, and then she want to be offended, got my nerves bad. See y'all in a minute.
We wasted the good surprise on you. Hi, everybody. I'm Jay. Another round JS on all one word on YouTube, as well as on IG. Another round _ You can find me there. Let's get into it.
Yo, you already know what it is. It's P.O. Paul, Potomac, Ready to Love. Yo, I'm here, there, everywhere. Right now, I'm right in your face. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for being here this evening. It is Wednesday. Normally we are here on Tuesdays. Thank you for being with us tonight on a different scheduled night. So I'm fired because we literally did the whole intro. I was talking. I had Crystal go get the hat again so she could flick it again. I was like, run it for the people. I mean, it was great. And then Stacy B said, are we even live yet? Like, are we even live? And we wasn't even live. Like, that was a great intro. It was actually pretty amazing. Actually, they even went around the room, said who they were. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm fired for tonight. I'm just gonna sit here and just show the screenshots. But that is my apologies to my panel. I'm so sorry, guys. I think that's the first time that I've ever done that. But I love you so much.
The first time was so much better than the second time. It was so much better than. Hold on. Do I have to? What's his name? Do I have to act like Yo Gotti and answer the phone? Hey boo. Hey babe.
What? What's going on?
I'm doing an interview right now.
No.
Bet. All right. I'll talk to you later, babe.
Not her and her invisible boo on the interviews. Okay, Yo Gottis.
Put my glasses on.
Hey, mama. That's my mama talking about. Wait, which one I need to go click on? I said, all right, babe.
He's frozen.
I was trying to be your girl for a minute.
Am I frozen?
No, you back. Stacy was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Stacy, you ain't tell us about your new boo. I was about to say, would you like to share?
Who?
I said, would you like to share about your new boo, or you was just joking?
She trying to play frozen. Look.
Don't freeze up now.
Oh, wait. I was freezing on purpose, though.
You see, she got them cute freezers. She got them cute freezers tomorrow.
Oh my God. That one looks real. That one
is real. You gotta tell these kids to plan on that.
That is right real. Now. She talking right now. Look, that one was real.
Yeah. It's too much. My stomach hurt. All right, guys, if you have not liked this video yet, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Shout out to you guys in the chat. You guys know without y'all, there is no us. So I appreciate you guys for keeping the chat live every time we have our panels. Before we came on live, when we were live, but we weren't live. A lot of it, me, Crystal, Jay, and Stacy, we're really excited to talk about Kira. Yeah, so this episode, I have a feeling of this panel tonight, it's going to be centered around a lot of Kira. And just to let everyone know that these are the views of our own. We are not affiliated with the Oprah Winfrey Network, and everything is alleged. Before we begin, would you like to say anything before we start to the panel? Okay.
Well, I think the wrong person went home. That's what I think at the end.
Look, let me go ahead and bring my notes up. Let me go. Okay. So this episode we are talking about Ready to Love tonight, episode number 5. The episode is called Navigating Non-Negotiables. So the very first scene, we are left with a cliffhanger from last week, and Red is pretty much eliminated. He says it's not that he isn't ready for love, it's just that they weren't ready to love him. My question for you guys was, do you feel like they made the right decision?
I do. I think that it was more than just name dropping. Like, he was doing a lot, and there's probably a lot that we didn't even see that he probably said. So it was more than just that. What was that? Unique? Who was he talking to? I don't remember. But I bet there was even more than that. So I think they sent the right person home. It was just time for him to go. And I feel like he kept trying to live up to, or he kept trying to prove himself, and his insecurities kept showing. So it was time for him to go.
Why do you find this freeze?
That is hilarious, by the way.
Look, y'all know when I do these screenshots, like, I don't wait for the perfect moment. I be busy. I don't have time. As soon as I feel like it's a still camera frame where I can get a picture that's not blurry, that's the picture that I take. Like, yeah. So
the picture that you could get is Aries sipping her tea as they were explaining it to him.
Yes,
in the background. Did y'all catch that?
Does anybody notice in the background that Aries?
I always look in the background. Yeah. Yeah.
Honey, Aries be unbothered. Hey, Leanne.
Absolutely unbothered.
No, I mean, like we mentioned last week that when they were in the inn talking about who they were feeling, Red didn't get any mentions, so that's why we kind of predicted that he would be gone or he would get voted off this week. So that's another bottle. You owe me, PO.
Wait. That's it. What now?
Yeah, he just didn't really have a lot of good scenes. And there was maybe one with him and Kira, but even in that scene, it just seemed like what's the phrase I used? Like, he was just kind of, controlling and like, he would say things to try to make all the focus like on him, and like he would say things like, "Oh, you can't call this person," or don't do this, or only be about me, and it just, wasn't coming off well. And then once they see you argue with a grown woman, that's never a good look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stacy, what you got, boo?
About the eliminated one?
Yeah, do you feel like they made the right decision between him and Marvin?
I mean, I feel like they made the better decision between him and Marvin, but I was almost convinced that it was going to be maybe a double elimination. Either way, it wasn't really a cliffhanger, because I think, judging the chat last week and just, talking to people who's watched the last 2 shows, they were pretty much ready for both of them to go. We can probably count about 4 or 5 people that can go right now. Honestly.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that too.
Yeah, a bunch of them go, but I think out of the 2, we wasn't gonna get much more out of Red. At least Marvin has been showing to be opening up and giving us more, and it's not just dry when he give it to us. Like, when Red gives it to us, we all asleep. Okay, so he kept saying he gonna bring the turn up Red, and I never seen it, so I'm just like, we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you watch it again, I think you could see who was it? Janelle looked a little bit disappointed that he was
Well,
leaving.
that low key is her strongest connection because they're like one and the same.
Hey, Phil.
So.
Yeah, so we saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, I think with it for me, Red, it just got to the point where I was like, how many times he gonna talk to her about this? Like he gonna bring it up like every scene? Like what is he trying to justify? Like what is he trying to prove? Like what are you trying to get out of this? Are you trying to have these conversations on camera so you can feel validated when it airs? Or I mean, I don't know. I feel like whatever he was trying to do backfired. And unfortunately, it caused him to go home. So I felt like he was so focused on that and repairing something with Unique or repairing whatever it was with Unique when she clearly told him on many of occasions, like, it ain't there, bro. Like, I'm not feeling you. Like, I don't like you like that. Like, use the thought, use for the streets. Like, no, stop it. Like, I feel like at that point he was glutton for punishment. And then he kept going back. I was like, dang, dude, like how many times you going? Like, what else do she need to say to you? He should have been putting that energy into somebody that was probably like interested, but he couldn't even see it. He couldn't see it.
But that's the people that always try to rewrite a situation or try to regain control of the narrative so that you can try to rewrite how it went. You know what I mean? And to me, that's so annoying because like if I say, look, hey, don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. And people keep coming back trying to make amends or rewrite it. That's annoying. If I said it's cool, it's cool. Let it go. Let's move on.
Ain't that much rewriting in the world. I almost started to think, did the producer tell you to go over there and talk to her? Or was he standing there?
Yeah, they definitely did. That's why the cameras showed up.
Yeah.
But you don't have to listen to that.
Good point. There you go.
You get to say, I'm not doing that. I did a lot of that.
Beat the dead horse. I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey, it's J-Dub.
Yeah. Well, it was good entertainment because I'm sorry. Some people might not like how Unique handle it, but when you get me annoyed like that, baby, that's what it's going to be. You're going to get the dry, honest truth. Like, I said what I said and I meant it. Like, move away from me. Why do you keep asking me this? And that's what the reaction they got. Now, is it the best? No. But if you keep hounding somebody, you can only expect over time they're not going to change their answer. Just let it go. Just move on. If you are so pressed about this is my image, this is my reputation, like I said last week, go out there and prove that's whatever she's saying is not you. Stop trying to prove to her because she's not going to change her mind. She's committed on that thing. In 15 minutes, that's what she got from you. Let it go.
Right.
Yeah. Even the second time when he went to go talk to her, it was like, she was like, hey, like you could tell she wasn't even in that space to let's talk about it again. She thought that he was just coming over to have a conversation with her. And then he brought it up again and she was looking like, God, I feel like if he would have never even brought it up, they would be in a different place right now. But every time he shows up with that conversation. I think that for real, like he set himself up for failure, period. Like he don't got nobody to blame in this but himself. So regardless if production told him to go do it or not, I'm gonna keep it 100. Production told me to go do a lot of things too, but did I do them? No. Right. Like you can produce it, but I'm a whole human being over here with my own personality, with my own brain. Like they was like, go over there and interrupt Walter and such and such. I was like, what? I said it looked like Boo Boo the food. Like I gotta go interrupt somebody. I was like, y'all tripping. I was like, y'all get somebody else to do it. I was like, you got the wrong one. I'm not doing that. So for real, it was up to him to do it. So I don't know. I just hope that, people take heed and, they watch these panels and these interviews and stuff like that. Like we say it all the time. Like just because production tells you to do something, it doesn't mean you have to do it.
I would use that as, now I'm thinking about it, and y'all talk about how they not feeding y'all to lose that as leverage. Like, you want me to go do something, bring me a plate of food. I'd have been, that's why Katie was walking into every scene with a plate of food. She was like, y'all bring me food, I'll go do it.
That's a great point.
Good.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say, I ain't think about it like that.
Use that as leverage. Bring me some food, bring me something, I'll go do it.
That part. Y'all have anything else to say about the elimination, the first scene?
No.
All right. All right. Second scene. We have the double date. Herbert, Quentin, Janelle, and Katarina. They meet up, they discuss pretty much their non-negotiables. And honestly, throughout the whole episode, that's what we're doing. We talk about non-negotiables. So how do you feel about the conversation between Herbert and Janelle, when pretty much he wasn't showing up for her? Janelle tells Herbert that he isn't applying pressure. He isn't calling, he isn't texting. Herbert says that, he's not used to entertaining like a bunch of women. Like this is different for him. At like one time, like, I don't know, because I'm used to moving at a slower pace. You know what I'm saying? And she like, yeah, well, like, I'm trying to like let you know, like, out of everybody, I'm trying to talk to you, but you're not trying to talk to me. And there's other people that's trying to talk to me. Like, I'm trying to wait for you, but you're not doing nothing. Like, I need to figure, like, what you doing? He like, I'm gonna do it.
Listen, I'm sure we all know what happened. Sabrina came in and did her job. You know what I mean? Cat, I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
She came in and did her job. Dude was talking about skinny dipping last episode. And now, no responses on the call. So, with the journey, there's going to be a time where, you start to transition towards someone else. And some people some people can have that conversation. And for other people, it's really, really difficult, And, I'll admit it's not an easy conversation to have, but you can clearly see with the body language and even with just the half hug, that he gave her, and then Q got the full hug. And you could see, the way that he hugged Katarina with both, like, it was just clear that his body language shifted, his feelings shifted. And I feel like he could have been a little bit more honest about that, and he wouldn't have to have gotten called out about it on TV, because that's the last thing you want, right?
I feel like, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Paul.
Now I feel like this here. If you have to ask him where he's been at, right? You should already understand what the answer is. And if somebody's interested, they're going to call, they're going to text, and do something. When they moved on, they're going to do exactly that and not look back. So, I mean, in a sense, he took her out of his head, and she, I don't know. She didn't expect it or accept it. But in any event, homegirl got her man.
No, but the crazy thing is like he still be competing with Quentin for her. So is it just an ego thing where he just needs to win against Quentin? Because he don't show that energy to her. He only shows it to Quentin, which is kind of, a little bit confusing. I'd be confused too.
I agree. He does show this competitive energy with Quentin, which is no competition. But at the same time, I agree with Popo, because I'm like, okay, mention it one time, sis. Janelle, just mention it the one time, but she kept mentioning it 3 times. He's not that interested. Okay. I think that he's interested, but he also kind of see how she moves. He's the type of guy that kind of just like, let me see how she moves. Let me see if she's the right one. And if you keep hounding this guy, he's not the type that's going to just fall into, do what you want. So he's the type that he wants to see how she moves. And the fact that she kept mentioning it and was real, like, put out about it, and he's moved on. I agree with you. He's moved on. And it just got annoying after a while. I was like, Janelle, stop.
Well, his excuse was annoying as well. Like, oh, I'm in this process. I've never dated multiple. How many weeks we in this? You should have the hang of it by now. And secondly, like, like, you in my face saying you like me, but where was that energy when I called and texted you and you ain't returned my text. So I can understand addressing it like one time. Now, I never would have addressed it on TV.
Didn't you think it was a throwaway excuse? I said, he's not even, that's.
I'm just going to say this. I'm going to just say this. But I think she allows her competitiveness to take her out of the game when she's around men. Like, I feel like if you notice how Kat was playing pickleball, she was playing it cute. You ain't about to get me in front of another girl. We on a double date. We vying for the same man, and I'm gonna be here just so busy trying to have my competitive energy going that I'm getting sweaty and funky in this denim, and then I gotta sit up with this man, and it might be a little musty or something. No, I'ma come. I'ma be cute. I'ma keep it cute. I'ma let you be the man. I'ma let you win for us, and then I'ma sit down and have my little glass of sweet tea with you, darling, and still smell good. Like, you ain't gonna get me out of my element.
I don't know. I know because I'm not in this process and I haven't been in this process, so it's a catch-22. So I'm type of person. Once I pick up on your pattern of how we communicate with each other, then I'll start saying when you're falling back or not. But in the beginning, I kind of just let you ride on. When you call me, you call me. If you don't, you don't. I'm not gonna stress on it. I'll just move accordingly, especially if I'm dating multiple people and you're not on my top priority list. He's really not on her top priority list. It was red and Q in the first. So it's like, why are you so stressed? His top priority list seems to be Katarina and Sierra anyway. So I don't know I would have to kind of know what type of communication they was doing to understand why she was so pressed to even make this comment in the first place. Like, if he was calling you every single day or texting you every single day, that's different. And it just stopped. Then you might want to check yourself, sis, on what you said or did to make him fall back off of you. That's the next thing or whatnot. And instead of just keep asking them, that one time is fine. Hey, why you back up off me? Because maybe I'm not clear on what I did to make you fall off of me. I need that clarity. Now, that was his responsibility to say, you did this, or I'm making these moves over here. Instead, he's playing in her face, just like, oh, I'm not used to dating multiple people and all this. Who really is used to dating multiple people on this scale? Nobody. This is different. I knew that was going to happen. So I don't get what's this whole thing of trying to be in front of each other. Why you don't call me? Why you don't do this? Every time, every season, somebody's always asking this question, and it's the obvious. They're not into you. Move on. Sorry. Just move on from it. Okay.
I definitely agree with the guys on this one. Like, he was off her. You got to think about the sequence of events. It started with her and Tequila getting into it. So all the guys are listening already about, it was kind of nasty. She can pop off. Then the next episode, Miss Cat with the long legs came in. So, I mean, you got two things working against you. And then every time a lady enters the room, you being mad shady. Nobody like that energy.
Well, you set yourself up. She set herself up for that too. You come attacking this man as soon as you sit down, and then next thing you know, interest of his walks in the room. Now you getting hot and heated because she don't walked in the room and got his attention. Well, it's easy for him to give the attention now because you just went off. Why would I keep my attention on you, bugging me about a text or a call when this one over here stress free?
I agree with you, Jay. She said that right. That was like the first thing she said to him as soon as she walked in the door. Like, she didn't even ease into it during the pickleball or a little bit after. I was like, girl, handle it a little bit better. That's a turn off.
But we're consistent. We've said that already, 2 or 3 times sitting right here on this panel. We said about other women saying the same thing. Men don't want to be attacked as soon as they walk in the room. They come in there smelling good, want to hear some sweet nothings, and here you go with the bull. Don't nobody want to hear that. As soon as your man walk in the house, you gonna want him to be asking you about the light bill? No, you're not. Like, let's be real about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Because she even said something smart or whatever about Kat when Herbert had made like a compliment about her about working out or something like that. And she was like, "Oh, she do," or something like that. I was just like,
She was like, "Oh, you can see that."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She did do that.
And
Mhm.
that's so rude. That's so rude.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you off of him, aren't you? Or you not? Like you press. Like don't show the people you press in a competitive state. If when you're in a competitive state, that's the last thing you want to do is tell your opponent they got the upper hand on you.
Right.
That was
Exactly.
her telltale right there. Like she could have came in the room like, yeah, she look good, don't she?
Yep.
Keep him
Exactly.
going.
Because men love that. They love to see a confident woman. They don't want to see no woman like hating on another woman like in real life. Men want to know like, dang, she knows she look good, even if she don't look good. She knows she look good. That confidence is sexy. I don't care how busted you look. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what a lot of women don't understand. But it just takes me back, like with her, because I'm like, you say you a boss, you say you this, you say you that, but then you act like this, but then you got to tell a man that he need to call and text you, like all in the same scene. I'm just like, you got to pick a side, sis. Pick a side. Pick a side. Like I'm so confused right now. Like the energy that you say you have, we're not seeing that. You know what I mean? You're not giving that off. Maybe it's editing. Maybe it's editing.
I'm gonna
So
just
I
tell
kind of
y'all.
want to go. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Oh, go
Stacey.
ahead.
I actually wanted to go to Fabi's comment. So go ahead, Stacey, if you got some. Fabi said, "Are we really going to put it all on her?" Nah, he also needs to own it instead of simply saying he's not used to communicating. Just say, "Yeah," and I said it was a throwaway excuse. He really, but go ahead.
No, I'm
Baby
saying
must
we
just
we
walked
are.
in.
I wrote it. I messaged back to Fabi because I was
Oh,
like, we all agree. Like he's disinterested and should have said that. Or he could have lied and said, oh, babe, I've been busy. Like it's
I've
a
been
way you
busy.
can soften that up.
yeah. It's coming off as if he ghosted her. He don't really need to
Right,
ghost her in this situation. He could have just been honest,
Right.
It's
right.
too early
But
no
to be
he
matter
honest.
what it was. Yeah,
but
no matter what the reason was.
here's a
Yeah.
lame excuse and lame reason because I'm not used to dating multiple women. You a lie. You a lie and a half. You a lie, a half, and 3 more. Because we know plenty of men and women that date multiple people at one time. That's called dating. Let's talk. You might not have a roster of 10, but everybody know what the song I got it on my roster. Keeping me
But
lobster and pasta.
you know what?
Roster. So don't play.
At the end of the day, even if he's not used to dating multiple women, if you know that you're interested in that one, then you would focus and call and text that one. It's
Well, like I
10 women. It was 10 men for us. It was 10 men, 9 men. I wasn't texting all 10. You know what I'm saying? Like I pick and chose the ones that I dated. So for you to say, I'm not used to dating multiple women. Right. So pick the 2 that you really like. That just means that you're not one of his 2. You're really not one of his 3. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter how many women are there. A man, when he knows he wants a woman, he gonna go after her. Period. Point blank. I don't care how many other women. I don't care if it's 100 women. If he see that one woman, he like, that's her. He gonna focus on that one woman and not women. They're not gonna mean nothing.
but you
So it
know
don't matter.
he gonna focus on the pot. The pot that's on the front burner, on the big burner that get real hot. That's what his main one gonna be. And then he might be having boiling something on the back. You know, something you don't have to really pay attention to too often, but you just check it to see if it's ready every now and then. Might get a little tasty, see the texture. That's what he's doing. So to say that it ain't nobody, I don't know how to do this. He is not being honest.
No,
With
that
her or himself. I'm just say this one time. One time since Mama D called me. My mama ain't raised me to sit up on nowhere and be begging a man for a reason why he did or didn't text me back, answer. please. Because guess what? I got other stuff going on too. I'm busy too. I'm so sorry that I missed your text 4 days
Let me
ago.
give you a
My bad.
translation of what he means by saying I'm not used to dating multiple people. That is really, he left out the key part, multiple people that know about each other. That's what it is. It's like, I
That
don't know
part.
who's talking to who. So he's trying to probably limit who he, and you know, micromanage how he's talking to people, who he's talking to, and how much time he's giving them, because he don't know who's talking to who. That's what this is. But in all fairness, when a person falls back from you, if I text you 2 to 3 times and you don't respond back in a day or two, I'm not going to chalk it up and worry about it. Now, I know on camera we got to have some type of conversation, but I just feel like even if that was going to be her conversation, it could have been brought into it a different way. I would have preferred it like a little bit different approach, either a one-on-one, like, hey, I haven't heard from you or whatever, or sometime in the conversation when he decides he want to sit here and say something cute, to be like, well, I would never know because you don't call. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work it in there to, if you're trying to reel him back in, this right now just cutting him off. Like, okay, you're going to be a problem later on. I miss a call from you. I don't call you back, and you're going to be a problem. Moving on. So both these people don't want each other. Let's move on.
So Kat and Quentin. Oh, go ahead, Stacey.
And I was just gonna say, to put a button on this, I was just gonna say she really don't want him either. She just missed the attention that she was getting 2 weeks ago.
That's true. So who do y'all think that Herbert is feeling right now, Kat?
I know he likes Sierra. I know he's feeling Sierra a lot. I know that's his top, one of his tops, but I think Kat is catching his eye as well.
Why do y'all? I know. Crystal, go ahead.
Wait, is it Kat and Herbert that we're talking about? His non-negotiable is kids, or was that Quentin?
Yeah.
And Kat is like, well, if I have them, I do, and if I don't, I don't. Like,
Yeah,
she don't want
but
kids.
he don't know that yet. So
She said it on the green screen.
Oh, she said it on that. Oh, that's
he don't know it yet.
Because the only person that they know that doesn't want kids is Aries.
Right, but she already has 2 kids, whereas Kat, she don't want kids. All right, that's all I was wondering.
So I forgot who said it in the chat. I think it was Kiki, but I was kind of feeling the same way. Like maybe he's like, I'm not used to this because, like you said, Tyrone, like he could just be honest. It's too soon to be honest. He's not trying to lose that vote. He's not trying to go home. He probably like, I'll tell her around episode 11 or episode 9 or 10 or something like that. It's too soon. And my thing is y'all know what my thing is I know how it feels when a man is pursuing me. Like we know. Like if you gotta tell me, if I gotta tell you, like, I wish you would call more. Like, I wish you would text me more. Like, I'm waiting. Oh, I'm waiting. If I gotta tell you that, if I even feel it or think it, I'm out. Trust me. And I'm gonna focus on the people that's focusing on me. I'm not gonna focus on someone that I gotta tell. Because for real, if I gotta tell you now, when I get you, you ain't gonna be that into me for real. You giving me half-ass now, you gonna give me half-ass later when we actually together. So no, I can't do it. Anyway, do y'all have anything to say about Quentin and Kat about their conversation? I got nothing on it. I got nothing.
I got nothing on them too.
I go bored.
I go bored. And I hope I make it.
I got 2 and a possible, and I don't even know about them 2.
I got a possible. Yeah, we going bored.
Bored and boring. That's
that was
like
stupid.
Just bored and boring when you get 2 attractive people together who ain't got nothing to say.
Absolutely nothing to say. Kat looks so uncomfortable. standing there with her little, what is that, the little board thing. She just was standing there and they were just talking. It just looked so uncomfortable. It didn't look natural. It didn't feel like like the energy just was like, I'm going to sit here and talk to you because they're over there talking and they're telling us we have to talk. Like that's what it was giving. So I don't know. P.O., you got anything? You've been kind of quiet.
I got nothing on it. I was actually happy to see the date end, to be honest.
I'm surprised they even showed anything, but I guess they had to because they showed so much of Janelle and Quentin. So Herbert.
Right.
Well, the good part of the date is Janelle got picked up like she wanted to. So,
Yeah.
Dreams do come true.
No.
Why do you say that? Why do you think
This last episode she said she wanted a man to be able to pick her up and stuff, so she got picked up.
Exactly right.
That shows Q is listening. I think she said it to him. I got confused on who she was talking to over there because she was like in the same spot talking to people, but I think it was Q. She told she wanted to be picked up, so there it is.
That wasn't Quinn though. That was Herbert. Oh wait, was it Quinn?
I thought it's between. That's why I said I got confused because both of them were in the same area talking to her. So I think it was Quentin.
I think it was Quentin at the brunch.
Yeah, because I remember Herbert just talking about skinny dipping and that type of stuff. So I think it was Q.
I think so.
At the hoedown. I think it happened at the hoedown.
Hold up. Don't threaten me with a good time because I'd be like, old buddy jumping off the ship ready to go skinny dip. Don't play with me. Y'all know I'm from the waters.
Okay. All right. Since we go on board.
Baby, we throwing the deck in. Throw the deck in. I need somebody to redeal because that was a misdeal.
That's it. We're playing dominoes. We're not even playing space no more. We over this.
Yo. I can't.
Well, we going to dominoes and we're gonna talk about how the math ain't mathing.
Right, nothing's matching up. That's like what I was to say.
Next game. Hungry Hippo. Which one we gonna play next?
Operation. That's what we need to play.
That's what they're trying. That's what everybody's trying to do. Undress and stick little things and people everywhere. Operation. That's a perfect one.
You get a buzz every time you up. That's wrong.
Let's play high. Oh, sorry.
Who we on? Chris and Aries. What'd you say, Sabrina?
Yes. Y'all ready? All right. So the next scene we have Chris and Aries. They have a date and Chris hires a personal chef for Aries. They discuss their non-negotiables. Chris opens up about both of his parents being deceased. He explains to Aries, or explains that Aries has like similar qualities as his mother. He shares a moment with her. He does get emotional, telling Aries or talking to Aries about his mother. And then he does share a portrait of him and his mother to Aries.
Let me get off my mute. First off, can we just run it back to the chef? We need to figure out who this chef is. Okay. Yes. Okay.
That's what I said.
Oh.
Yeah.
The chef behind, slap it up, slip it, rub it down.
Okay, chef cooking in the kitchen.
Not us always thirsting behind the guests of the show and not the actual.
Absolutely. That's happened a couple of times. I was like, okay, who's your friend? Who's your friend?
Listen, if this is Chris's real life dating experience, like he's bringing in chefs to do it and all that, I'm not mad at that, brother. Okay, you know that is a good start to my heart.
He said, "Y'all ain't gonna bring none of that cold food to my house and act like
I could feed me." Exactly.
Because that's what Ron did. Ron acted like he cooked me some fish. Talking about, I heard Stacey was Creole, so I wanted to give us some Creole food. Baby, he had to warm that up for me. Ask him. Only thing he made was the bottle pop.
I thought this was really sweet, but I I don't see them as a long-term match. I thought it was sweet. I love the fact that he brought a chef, you know, come in. All you have to do is come in and eat. They had a conversation about, being parents. I like his African garb. I don't really have a lot to say, but I mean, yes, he got emotional at the end. I feel like he was just missing his parents or just missing his mother. I thought that was sweet. I don't know. He said you remind me of my mother. I didn't know. I was like, I don't know about that. I knew what he meant, but I don't know. I don't know that he's right. I don't even think he's ready to love, actually. I think that he needs some time himself. And I don't think that that's it for now.
You know what? That bothers me every time somebody dealing with grief gets on the show and then everybody is saying, I don't think they're ready to love. Like, that's not fair to people at all, because life is full of that. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying is the reason why you're saying it is, but I do read a lot of people say that as soon as somebody start crying about grief or anything, that's the first thing. Oh, they're not ready to love. They're not ready to love. We lose people regularly. Things happen in life. That does not stop us from loving people. Chris, I'm not talking about you. That's why I'm not talking about you saying it, but I'm saying that's not fair to people out here just to be like, oh, they're going through something like this to this magnitude and they're crying. See, wait, stop it. And, everybody just like they're not ready to love. I just feel like if he's able to shed these tears about his grief and move forward, that's okay. Because we all go through it. We do need somebody that we can talk to. Aries is like a friend to him. And I was like, I'm glad he felt comfortable enough to actually get that off his chest, because maybe that will help more of his healing process go forward.
Yes, I actually agree with you, Jay, that because Aries just lost her father some months prior to this as well. It's not because of that. I just don't know that he's in the right space not because of the grief. I know maybe he's not ready to date Aries, but I don't think that he's ready, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's because they're not a good match. I'm not seeing it, but but you're right. Like Aries, I think she's very ready, and she just lost her father several months ago. So I don't think that's why, but I don't know that he's ready. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few buzz phrases or words or whatever that you should never say to somebody that you want to be with or try to entertain romantically. And that is, you remind me of my brother, or you remind me of my sister, or my mom, or my father. Any of those things, I start, you can interpret that and start discounting yourself out of that romantic stage and say this is more on the friend vibe, because at that stage in the game, now they're going to look at you differently, and they're going to compare you or rate you based off of that person that they're comparing you to. And ultimately, the moment you don't live up to that, they'll hate you or they won't really like you at all. And, and then, there's never a good opportunity to find romance. And they say, women marry their fathers based, I guess, in terms of just like, they like certain qualities. But if you say you remind me of him, no. So I think that was telling when he, pulled that card. I knew they wasn't going nowhere.
Well, Aries came through and told us to get down with them too last week. Anyway, they've been friends before the show, so this date was a production date. Period.
Yeah.
Well,
it was the date that Sabrina was asking for and never got. That's what this was. We asked for other people, and here we are.
Yeah, this is my date with Ron right here. Except with exception
one last thing.
Maybe.
No, that's all right.
Go ahead, Pio.
I just wanted to mention that I thought I saw jollof on this plate, and the chef did make that look pretty good. All right, I'm done.
Man, we need to get this chef's info.
By info, you mean phone number to text?
No phone number for to feed me.
I'm playing.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with him, showing emotions and vulnerability and all that. And I'm happy that, Aries, you know, was giving off that energy that allowed him to be in that space. Some of the things that are kind of getting me though is, what was the purpose of, the chef? Is that something that you would do for everyone? Is this is something that you're doing for Aries with intention? Because that's something I didn't see. It didn't seem like, hey, like I want to do this thing for one of my top connections so I could really impress her with the hopes of being with her in the future. Earlier, when we were listening to Kat's confessionals, it kind of hit me what was going on. And then after listening to Aries in the confessionals, like it's really clear that it was a non-committal thing going on. Ain't nobody talking about the future. No, I'm not hating on them at all. Like nobody's talking about the future at all. They're really just talking about, what happened at the date. Everyone seems to say things like, yeah, I just want to see, how this goes. Similar to last season. Again, I don't see anything wrong with what he said. Getting emotional about a parent that you lost. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. Happy that we got to see the side of him. I just don't feel like there's a strong connection there or a lot of intention with them trying to get together as a couple.
Maybe the chef was in hopes
That's
that
all.
Jessica came.
Ah,
Maybe he was hoping that Jessica was the date that he was being set up with, and it just happened to be Aries. So he wasted the
well,
good chef on her.
I'm gonna give some compliments on this date. First of all, men, if you gonna have your ankles out like Chris, baby, because there ain't not a dry spot from his calf down. I love a man who is perfectly moisturized. He looks good, and I can appreciate the fact that Chris is in um has a level of emotional intelligence where he can talk about different things. You can talk surface level things, you can get deep and emotional. Like I can appreciate a man that knows how to manage like emotional conversation and has emotional intellect, because like all too often you have people that want to keep it surface. Like you got to peel back layers. With him you don't have to peel back layers. One, he comes nice, correct to everything, very well dressed. And later on in this episode, we see him with manners. He helps Jessica walk down. You ain't see nobody else help a lady. So I mean, I agree. Like this probably is no chemistry here, but this is a great catch. This is a great catch in Chris.
Hmm. Indeed.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chris is a great catch.
And look at him. You can see his gums. You can tell he flosses regularly. They look nice and
Mhm.
healthy. Baby, let me
Let's
tell you
say
something.
something else.
Yeah, he has an amazing smile. Absolutely. That's the first thing I noticed when I saw him. Yeah, he
He
has an
has a
amazing
gorgeous
smile.
smile. I like
Yeah.
the African garb. Yeah, I just don't think they're a good match.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's definitely gonna make somebody really happy one day because he really is a great catch. Like I saw that episode one,
Mhm.
but I just don't think that it's Aries, like you said, Lynette.
And I
Because
don't think he intentionally wanted to give friend vibes. I just think that that's just how it transpired, how it ended up. It was just
yeah,
kind of a sweet date.
yeah, exactly.
It's
Pio,
a
what you
date
But you know
that
what?
shows that I can be
I
friends with you and not want to do anything with you. That's what it was. That's what it was giving. That we can be platonic friends, and it's okay, and we can be cordial, and we don't have to force energies. We can just sit here and enjoy the jollof and let you enjoy the view of my chef.
I'm sorry, Seaway is getting me. Do y'all think he has a soft, wispy voice? No,
yes.
I think he was just really nice and sweet. Like Maybe.
I think that he's in real estate in Dallas, and how when you get yourself when you're in sales and you get yourself in one like tone, sometimes it carries over to your personal life. Because that's why I don't talk like this in my professional life.
P.O., what you got?
I got nothing. I think my final thought is I feel like he's a nice guy. He seems like, he's pretty, well rounded. Um there's nothing that jumps out immediately as a red flag, but I don't know. I just this the whole, situation I thought was, just filler for me.
He's the epitome of good guys finish last. Because
I
y'all
mean, I
want some
don't.
men up sitting over here picking you up and feeding you pickles, and you got a man over here who's moisturized, got shiny ankles, elbows smooth, and bring you in a private chef. But y'all want the one with the pickles and pick you up. Okay then.
What's wrong with people feeding people pickles? I'm lost.
You do tell us more.
I mean, if you don't want the pickle, it's better off that you feed it to somebody than to feed it to the trash.
But you're the professional pickle putter.
Of
Theo.
course.
They were words, Theo. They were
words. Prefer pickles.
Right. Can I say this just in total fairness? I'm trying my best to give this season a fair shot. It has a totally different feel. It doesn't feel like it's ready to love. It doesn't feel like anything. Like even like, at least Miami gave me sort of the ready to love ish vibe, and it's almost like, I don't know, it just feels so foreign. And I'm trying to really open up to these castmates. I mean, I know that they went through a lot during this journey. I'm just not there yet. I'm not like, it doesn't feel normal. It doesn't even feel produced. It just feels like show.
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree with you.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they're it feels like they're just acting, or they're not, we haven't really given anything to really invest in. Okay,
Right.
I can invest in these characters. Okay, what's the one season with Joy and the one guy, Joy and what's his name? Like they were
Clifton or Jay?
Jay, who's it? Jay? The girl with she had the
The big hair or short hair?
big hair. She had twist the whole season.
Joy with Clifton.
Joy, yeah. I just felt like we can invest in them. Like I just felt like there was something to invest in. Like they had a good connection. Night one, they did their thing throughout the show, but at the end they ended up together. I felt like there was. I said, I see this. I can see this happening. I don't see anything. I understand what you're saying, P.O. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that we see that tide that shifts, and turns into something by like maybe episode 7, maybe, or I'm hopeful.
I think it's because maybe because usually we see like some type of connections with like someone or something, like by now, like we're about to be on episode 6 and literally we got nothing.
Right.
Like nada.
Yeah, I mean the getaway is damn near coming up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We finally get a kiss, and you see how that turned out.
Exactly, which shows that meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm like, damn.
Wait till we talk about that.
You
Is it that
wasted
time
a public kiss. Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Are we there yet?
No, we're not there yet.
I can't wait to get there.
We about to.
Let me mute myself and go get a pickle.
I was about to say we can get there really fast. Marvin and Unique go horseback riding and they discuss their non-negotiables. Marvin shares that he cannot wait. I mean, he cannot not have a son. He wants at least two kids, but one of them got to be a son. It doesn't matter what his little swimmers say. At the end of the day, he has to have a son. Unique was like, but like what if that don't happen? Like, I don't understand. Like, you got to have a son. Like, how you gonna say you got to have a son? You can't say you got to have a son. He like, I don't care what you say, I got to have a son, and I'm gonna have a son. So whatever you say, I'm not feeling it right now, because right now you trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, dampen the things like I'm trying to say, because I know I'm gonna have a son and you trying to tell me otherwise. So guess what? At the end of the show, I'm gonna eliminate you. That's what happened.
I want to know where the kiss came from, because we saw that last season with Tony, right, and Morgan. Like, they wasn't even really talking about nothing, and then they cut, and now they're kissing. Like, how? Like, they didn't even explain that.
They was just talking, having a conversation, and it just happened, and she just couldn't believe she did it.
Yeah. This is the thing. You wasted a public kiss on television,
You wasted.
right? In this
Right.
moment. And I feel like he was thinking, yeah, I'm about to seal the deal. She's with the dungeon life or whatever, right? And he thought he was going to seal the deal and have his exploration in the dungeon or whatever, the red bedroom thing. And then she hard stopped him with the baby situation. And then he backed off. So, I get non-negotiables, but like, what the hell is, well, where did how did you develop emotion and automatically just can pull the plug on it like that? And so for that, you're not ready to love.
I have a suggestion. How about we find out what people's non-negotiables are before we put them on the show together?
Right.
Right.
It wouldn't be a show then.
Or in his case, find out what hers and his are before you start laying lips. Because if you really watch it overall, he was initiating it by his whole overall look. I was watching him slowly creep into her and do all of this. Now, where she messed up for him is right here in this hand movement. Y'all, this man is into some freaky stuff. He wanted to be seen on camera. He don't want it being blocked. So her doing like this was the red flag that I really think it was. It wasn't even about the kids no more. I think he just threw some stuff already knowing that she don't really want no kids. But she blocking all of everybody being voyeurs for him and watching all of this stuff. He's into that. He wants it to be out in the open. She is just not that girl. Like, overall, she's curious, but that's not her scene. And so it was going to be short-lived either way it go.
He was kind of rude. I think like he wanted, like, I feel like even though she put her hand in front, like you could tell it's just like a smooch, it's like a smooch. And she's acting like, like, and then he turns around and what do you do? He's like, yeah. Like, he looked so disinterested after the
because
kids.
he was hoping that he was going to have some old public freaky makeout session, and it didn't happen.
But that's my thing. Have you been spending so much time in a dungeon that you forgot what romanticism is? Like, have you forgotten what sweet gestures are? Like, everything ain't about a whoop and a chain. Like, sometimes a little kiss can make that thingy thing. Dang. I felt like he was just like, she don't give tongue on the first kiss. Okay, next. That's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was totally fake. I think she put her hand up there and they did just like that. And he was disinterested and started to pull back. And then he in his head, oh, she going home. I'm eliminating her. He's so hell bent on this son, having this son. I think she already has two girls and he wants a son. what if you don't have a son? And also this whole time I was saying, can I meet the real Habibi? I really want to meet the real Marvin, because I remember Aries last week, she said this guy's got a real job, he builds robots or he does something else. I wonder, did they cut all of that out? We don't know anything else about this man except for his dungeon. And they want to know, all they want is the freaky kinky stuff. And so that's what he's giving them. He knows, let me play this up for the camera. Just like Jay said, he wants to be in front of the camera. He wants to floss and be in front of the camera for everybody. And he's telling on himself. You could see his facial expression, everything. He was like, she don't really want to have any more kids. I'm done with her too. Next. Well, you could tell.
Well, I mean, I feel like I like him, like just like in a personality kind of thing. But then he did all this. You go on a date with a woman with kids, only at the end of this date to say, well, you want kids and you prefer it to be with a woman that don't have kids. You 40 years old. You're 40 years old. Let's be realistic. And then let's talk about the work that the Lord does. Because you know what? By the time you settle down, your men might not be sprinters anymore. And you might end up with some girls. And that is in the Lord's hands. So you sitting talking about moving the world and doing all these things, like this is freaking crazy to me.
I think that he was probably feeling her. They kissed, and then the conversation happened after the kiss. So I think after the kiss and they had that, he was like, oh, so you tripping on me trying to have a boy. Oh, all right then. And I think that's when he was done. But I think prior to the conversation, like there was some type of interest that he had with her.
But if I can say this.
So let me just offer up a suggestion. What if they had that conversation about the boy situation, and then she said something to him that make him rethink his thoughts, and then they kissed afterwards, and then they played that in a different order? Do you think that's possible?
Mm-hmm. But still, what's the point of the kiss when? I'm sorry, Sabrina, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying, but still, what's the point of the kiss when she already gave you her non-negotiable, and in your head you're going to dismiss her? Still, either way it goes, what's the point?
I mean, he probably might have had you. I mean, listen, you got to understand, if she's into him like that, she's about that life that he's talking. She's about all of that life, because everybody knew that what his whole MO was. He gonna try to chain you up, gag ball you, or whatever. And she probably was like, oh, that's exciting to me. And because you don't pour into that, right? And so that was already, there. So I could understand why they would kiss or whatever, or why she would do that.
I understand why she would kiss, but I'm trying to figure out why he was still initiating.
Because he was trying to get the party started.
Which is crazy, because he didn't like her because she's like one of two women on this season who has kids. But someone in the chat said he got kids too. So I'm so confused how you
That's why he's saying he want more.
He's trying to get to that boy, though.
He has one girl and she has two girls, but he wants that boy. P.O., are you saying that he's trying to get the party started?
What's up?
You said that he's trying to get the party started, so he's trying to introduce her to the gag ball by the kiss, like introduce it. Like,
he has to get her open. Like, he probably was like, yeah, if I leave that kiss out there, she'll be in a dungeon. I'll do my thing and solidify her, and rock with her like that. I feel like, to be honest, you know how like they do in them vampire movies with vampires and stuff. They get them, they bite them, and then they lock them in. And I think that was his vampire bite.
I feel that's what he was trying to do, but like you gonna vote her off in the next breath, like
yeah.
That's
not thinking you knew you weren't attracted to her because you literally said, I wrote it down. I prefer women with no kids. I have to have a son.
So she has 2 kids, but she's probably the only one of the women on the show that is not super freaked out by his extracurricular activities.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna kind of go with that. You know, she had that submissive energy for a while, and it just feels like he needed to confirm that, and that
Well,
kiss confirmed it. And once he knows, what can happen, sometimes that's really all you need. I just need to know that I could get it if I wanted to.
Right. Lock
and
in.
I'll say that since we're talking about him, I can say some things about Unique. What rubs me wrong with her and Kira,
Close enough.
is that they have so many opinions about what they like and what they don't like their expectations of everybody else. And then this is the attitude from you.
I agree with you on that.
I feel like you have like all these high expectations and standards for everybody else, but you ain't meeting those expectations on your end to want that from someone else. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, to me, like, after every date, it's like they never have anything really positive to say about the guys. They're always trying to correct them or complain or say, some not good enough thing about them. Like, it's crazy to me.
I just find the irony of that he was the one who found something to cross her off about, and she didn't find nothing to cross him off about.
That life.
They seem like a tight knit group, right? They
Yeah.
seem like a tight knit group, and could have been revenge. Red.
Oh, that was a red call because aren't all the guys pretty close? I think that was. I mean, because when we get to the elimination part, even me and my daughter and I noticed something. Like, everybody said one name.
They talked about the plan amongst the guys. But we'll wait. We'll wait. I know how it be out there.
We know y'all be having coups. Even though I didn't like it, I don't think she should have been the one to go home.
Yeah.
Y'all have anything else to say about these people?
She said,
Marvin gonna be like Nick Cannon before he get that son.
Y'all have anything else to say about these people? Sabrina?
No, I just feel like, and it'll probably come up again. I just feel like some people just aren't getting the best edit because I feel like there is more to Marvin that we aren't seeing. And I don't want to say it might be because a lack of content or what the producers think is gonna sell, but it doesn't have to all be sex and fights and drama all the time.
I agree with that. That's why we haven't heard anything about his other job, like his 9-to-5 job. We don't know anything.
That's what it is, though. They're isolating the shallow parts of these people's lives. They're taking the very shallow content and then they're utilizing that, and they're only allowing certain people to have full disclosure in terms of their content, which creates, narratives and allows them to, create the show the way that they want to. I probably, I could see Marvin being, a little bit extra physical or whatever. That's what he does, and after 9:30, that's his thing. That's how he rolls. But
he always thugging people out. Marvin is not after 9:30. Marvin's at any time of the day, baby. Marvin is at any time of the day. Once you cross this threshold,
we got to get Marvin on here to verify, man. Do you do this after 9:30, or is it like, at any hour of the day? I need answers.
Marvin is like, once you cross this threshold, it's a wrap. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. He pull out his little
Well,
things.
get you one of them 40 plus women, because 40 plus they'll bust it down all day. Call them, baby.
40
I need
plus.
to know my lunch break.
Mm, yeah. Well, yeah, I got nothing else.
All right. So y'all ready to
Just
move
like
forward?
this date. Just like this date had to offer, nothing else.
Right.
I'm just tripping because he said he gonna get him a son. Watch, God gonna bless him with 9 girls.
Yep. Karma.
And one.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You act like you know better than God. Act like it and see what He'll show you.
He gonna be getting his child support put on Klarna.
Oh my gosh, I have my best friend's her ex. He has 10 girls. He was a rolling, like he was out there. She divorced him because he cheated. He out there got 10 girls. You're absolutely right, Sabrina.
I'm telling you, it is not a game, honey. Oh Lord, y'all want to move forward?
Yeah.
All right. Ciao. So Marie, Chris, Herbert, Kira, Sierra, and Jessica, they go and do improv and discuss what? Their non-negotiables. Marie improvs with Kira, Chris with Jessica, and Herbert with Sierra.
This would have been a date I would have loved, because I love me some improv, baby.
Yeah.
This would have been all
Me
me.
too. This could have been so good.
Mm-hmm. Except for one person.
Let me guess, you looking at her. You're
Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, baby, how you a Dallas cheerleader and you don't know how to improv, baby? Your whole thing is voiceless improv. What are we doing?
Oh, it's all choreographed.
Yes, I know it's
So you
choreographed,
don't have to
but
fake it.
at the same time, sometimes my cousin was a dancer, okay, so I know at times they have to literally bust out freestyle moves and stuff. So you have to be ready to just do your thing, and that's the whole thing about improv. It just gets you out of your head and able to do your thing. So I just didn't understand how she couldn't get out of her head and be in the moment with Marie.
This could have been so fun. But and the other couples are what made it fun. Like I was here for
Mhm.
what's her name, Sierra and who was that? Sierra and
Herbert.
Herbert.
It was amazing.
That was so much
Yes.
fun. And then they still didn't see improv. You're supposed to get in the topic, but not make it a whole source of I don't know. It was just horrible. It weighed the whole improv down. And these two, Omarion or whatever, what him and his overalls. That's another topic. But they're not into each other. Him and Kira, she didn't want to be there talking to him. He didn't want to be there talking to her. And you could tell the tension was so real. I said, y'all, this could be a fun thing. This is a fun exercise. This is a get to know you exercise. Just leave it on the floor and just let it be just a small topic. But this could have been so much fun. Even theirs was kind of cute. But it was cute and they kind of eased into it. And then Sierra and Herbert, that was good. She was funny. She was using her whole body. She was using her props. She was doing the whole thing. And then Marie and Kira, that was just horrible. They didn't even want to be there. They didn't want to talk to each other. You could tell. It was horrible.
So I don't know who's up here besides me and Crystal whoever did improv before, but you know that you go through a whole warm up before you even get to this. You get to do any partner work or work with anybody. So the fact that I know for a fact that they went through exercises just to relax you and get you out of your head to set up the scene in the first place, yet she still on guard is a problem for me, because if I can take you on a date and we have fun, you are potentially going on more dates with me. Like, I
Yes.
want to have fun. That's my whole thing, is get to know you while having fun. And this is like the perfect date to do that. We don't have to be ourselves. We could play around and joke, but be for real at the same time and really share some deep stuff in the middle of all of this. So it was just a problem too. And I hated that they put them last. I was like, I wish y'all to put these two last, because I would have rather this whole date ended on their scene and their improvisation than Boots and Maria, because it was just
It was uncomfortable to watch. It was just stupid. Like, look at her face. That's the type of face that she was giving him the whole time. So if you don't have anything to feed off of each other, it's just gonna be uncomfortable, and it's done. And so yeah, and I wish Black Made Media was on here, because he would be, what is this man wearing these overalls? I don't understand it. And I said, I feel like I know what he was trying to do, but it just was not working. And I mean, I really liked the guy from when he walked on, but I was like, what's happening? And he was just so put out, and then she was not giving him anything, and just sucking on her drink, and just like that those pierced lips the whole time. It was so
it was a
uncomfortable.
dry shade for me, because improv, we can shade each other a little bit, but we have fun with it. The other person, it's a yes and thing, so the other person takes it and go with it. But it was the fact that it was, do you work out? I was like, oh child, are you
Yes.
healthy? Are you this? I was like, okay, sis.
But that's my thing. First of all, you can tell they don't like each other. They don't fool with each other at all, because she got on that and she didn't even say his name right. Like, for us on the panel is one thing, and then the other, we ain't even on your cast, but she literally said his name wrong. Then you had the nerve to ask, do you work out? When on the next scene, when you're with Quentin, he explicitly says these two ladies don't ever work out. So how you gonna try to shade him? And on the next scene, we find out even you don't work out, sis. Then she was so ready to be so God fearing, and act like she had a problem with him saying, "Yeah, I caught bedside Baptist." But the reason he said that was, why? Did you watch church? You said, "Did you see church today?" Is what she said. Then she had a problem with his response. Well, he was trying to support you, because you said, "Did you see church today?" And if didn't he, when we first started? I'm sorry, because when we first started, you can help me with this. Wasn't his father a pastor or something? Didn't we already acknowledge something like that? It's something in the church that he was affiliated with, maybe, or the community. Anyway, it was something like that. So for you to be like playing that I need to have a God-fearing man, but then try to play one like he ain't, that's crazy to me. Because when he cited the Bible, you act like you ain't know what he was talking about either.
Didn't.
And I actually think that Marie's at least had done improv before. Like, he knew, let me bounce this off. And she said, "Did you watch church today?" "Yeah, I caught bedside Baptist." He's trying to bounce it back to you, but it was like you said, the underhand shade is one thing, but she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to be talking to him, for sure.
Well, Shady Boots started taking over. The shady part of her boots.
It was awful.
My thing is, even if you don't want to talk to him, you still have two other potentials in the room.
And they seeing that.
And they seeing your nastiness.
Yes. And this is a moment to be free, have fun, and just be in the moment with your partner, no matter what. We go on stage and you have partners that you don't want, they breath stink, you don't want to do this with, you don't want to be around them, all this stuff. But we have to stay in that moment. That's the whole point of it. Just relax and be in a moment with people that you're dating. That was a lesson to be learned for her.
But then, even when he didn't even catch on to her shade, this is what behooved me. So he didn't even catch on to her shade about the healthy stuff. He said, as it Herbert, because they playing, it's improv, so we gonna bounce it to a little bit of risque. He said, well, some parts are healthier than others, blah blah blah, as the Lord made. Like, she wasn't catching any of it. Nothing was fun. Like, how did you miss all of this? Okay, y'all can say what y'all want about Marie's jumpsuit. But he was actually coming back with some comedic improv, rebuttals.
But
Like,
stating his facts too.
He was
right,
trying. No,
did.
I agree with you, Stacey. He was absolutely trying, and she didn't care. She didn't want to try. She didn't want to be there, standing up there with him. She would rather than talking to somebody else. So she just kept throwing jabs at him. Go ahead.
Baby, and then when she was talking, how she kept looking around, like when she went back to go sip her little drink with that strawberry on the corner. Girl, put your strawberry in your mimosa, girl. What is you doing? Y'all done got me mad. Let me go get a pickle. Look at that. Y'all know good and damn well.
And you know you can't drink strawberry.
That. That's not the proper glass to have a strawberry on the rim, y'all. And put that strawberry
Exactly, Stacey. You know you can't even drink it. You're gonna keep hitting your strawberry in your face every time you tilt that glass. Like, stop, sis.
Then you inside with them sunglasses on top of your head with that strawberry on that glass. Get me off the phone. She done made all my nerves bad.
She said, "Get me off the phone."
Oh, Stacey done pissed herself off again.
Right. Oh my God.
But I go back to her next scene where she's talking about, because I'm proper, I speak proper, and I'm not docile, or whatever words, delicate. I don't know what the hell she said. I got it written here. But you don't know how to properly drink out of a glass, honey. You don't know which wine glasses are proper and appropriate, darling. And got them sunglasses on, baby. Bye.
All I got is another possible, Sabrina. That's all. I agree with you.
Yo,
it's not our night, man.
You said you got another what? Because I'm
another possible. That's all I got in my hand. It's not our night right now. We got bad cards.
You got a possible, but while you got possibles, I'm gonna go consult my black cousins, because I got black cousins and black.
That right there was we ain't even got there yet. Okay. We ain't got there yet.
I was about to say, yeah. I think that's what I'm waiting for. I'm trying to y'all ready? Y'all want to move forward?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, we're not there yet, but close enough. We're getting closer.
The distinguished feel.
Yes. So Philip and Kat meet. They discuss their switch of religion to from what they were to spirituality. Kat, like, you talking my language now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm feeling you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, you fitting in that box. And Philip, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think she might get fit in my life. You know, I think I'm feeling Kat. And that's all I really got from it. What y'all got? Absolutely nothing. Y'all want to go to the next scene? At least let me show my pictures, because I be working hard on my pictures.
I don't really remember. This is what you just said was what I remember of the date. I kind of, until this conversation, I actually would have liked to see him. Her dress is really pretty. Him with Aries, because I like.
I'm seeing a potential fumble right here from Phil.
For sure.
That's a potential fumble.
Well, I think she may or may not be into him, because does Phil have kids? Because she said she don't want nobody with no young kids, because
yeah, I think he has a young son.
That's what she told him. Wasn't him? Who she told that to?
She just told it to him on this date.
To Phil, right? Yeah.
Said that.
Good point. You're right.
So that's why I was like, oh, he must have young kids. She's politely letting him down.
Sorry to this cast. I can't even say that.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm in the group chat reading y'all. Lord have mercy. Yeah, it's J Dub says Kat don't want no more kittens.
Sorry to this cast.
Yeah, but speaking of this scene though, shout out to Kat. She looked absolutely gorgeous in this scene. And you're right, Jay. This dress, it was like she came floating in. I was like,
Okay,
so,
come on your Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, I love the dress. So let me see if I got any more pictures because I'll be working hard. Okay, so this is the scene. That's why I was like, y'all.
Right, what is this pose right here? Like, we are not on the field right now. What are we doing? Let me stop,
baby. Baby.
Now she improvising. That's what I'm saying. Now she's improv. Lord Jesus.
But when she was boxing, she was kind of cheering while she was boxing.
She was. That's why I know I can say what I want to say. Cause we saw that stance.
Poor Kira. She completely dug her grave and jumped in it in this one scene, literally within minutes.
For whatever reason, for me, with Kira, especially when she's around Quentin, because she so wants to believe that he likes white women, she keeps doing her white side the most. All of these pictures where you show her standing is in her cheerleader stance, which is predominantly used as her white side, her white adjacent side. So I'm like, why are you still trying to attract this man when clearly you're not the black chocolate woman he wants? You're too white adjacent. Like, stop trying to. He's not gonna fall for this trap that you're trying to set him in. He
All right,
like
but to go on the list of races and act like you got to put black women last, like we just don't have any coup to ourselves. Oh, not white. Oh, well then Mexican. I'm sure she went down all the Asian countries next. Like, girl, what is you talking about? You don't see that? Is that a Q brand on his arm? So right there, so I'm gonna stand up for my bro. Right there, you already know that you literally don't have any cultural awareness because he has a whole Divine Nine brand on his arm that's facing you, and you're gonna open your mouth and tell this man, baby, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And then you think you're the most qualified to dictate who may or may not have an inclination to white people because you were a cheerleader, because you are the closest thing. Good Lord, sweet baby Jesus, you are the only one because you speak so proper. I hate when people say that. What do you mean by proper? Do you mean using proper grammar? Because most, a ton of black people speak proper grammar on a daily basis. So what, like you're sitting here feeding stereotypes from a black woman.
Right.
This is so ignorant to me. I could flip over a table. Hold up. I need some blood pressure pills or something.
So I know we're all like supercharged right now, but we could take the emotion out of it. What I'm guessing, and I definitely don't want to fault Kira for her experiences, but her experiences are her experiences. I've been around a lot of football players. My brother's in the NFL, as a matter of fact, probably the same size as Q. I know how his friends move, Q or not, right? I can imagine what Kira's life may have been like, especially as a cheerleader at that level. She's probably maybe one of 4 black women. So I'm sure throughout college, throughout the pros, she has seen a lot of guys that look like Q go for white women. And it seems
she's gone to predominantly white schools. She's been raised predominantly in a white area. She has little to no experience outside of the black men that she sees dating white women. That does not equate to a Q.
So
how
why
do you just
is she on
this
a black
man?
show? Why is she on a black show?
What do you mean?
You know what?
Why is she on a black show?
What do you mean? Why is she on a black show? You saying she shouldn't be?
Well, she's trying to say that about Quentin, like she the white litmus test.
It just seems like she's just trying to get some clarification. It didn't seem like she
Ty,
doubted him once he gave her an answer.
she doubted him, and since this season started, she been coming for that man.
Well,
Coming for that man.
it's based on her experiences,
It's
right?
based on
Based
her
on her
ignorance.
experiences.
It's not just your
And
experiences, it's your ignorance.
no,
Because
what
if
I'm
you
saying,
are unworldly and if you know so much and you've been so many places, then you wouldn't say such ignorant things out of your mouth.
well, based on her experiences, right? The guys that look like Q don't often go for her. So when she's walking in the room and it's happening again, it could be she'd be suffering from that PTSD once again.
Well,
And
that's
she's
a
just
her
trying to
thing.
get it is a her thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It is a her thing. But it's like you're hating on her because of
Who?
her experiences. Like
I'm
those are
hating on
her
her.
experiences.
He's hating on black women and black men. She
Well,
basically called
let's
us
just
all
take the
ignorant.
emotion. Let's just take the emotion out of it and just listen to
I
what
can't.
she's.
I can't. Because
well,
I'm
let me
not
say
here.
something.
I'm not here to psychologically diagnose her and to walk her through her self-hate issues. I'm not here for that. And I'm not here for her to sit on this show and to put black women down like we're all ignorant and we don't know how to speak. Baby.
So let me say one thing. I feel like she has an identity issue amongst herself, right? She's not sure which side of the track that she fits in well with, right? So she's bringing that insecurity into the dating field. So she sees a man like him, and probably all of the white friends that she has dated men, the kind of men that she might have liked, or the kind of men that reminded her of him. And so, because the thing is she instantly ascribed to him that you must like white women, right? Instantly. It wasn't you always talk about lighter women, or you always say you like blondes and whatever. She looked at him and ascribed that, right? And so for her to even or try to articulate what she knows what's in this man's own mind and his own ways, she took those insecurities and brought them straight to the table. I just don't think that she's comfortable with the skin that she's in. She doesn't, I mean, anybody that says these sorts of things about somebody and then just make these snap judgments amongst black women and men, obviously they don't really have a comfort level, or they don't know who they are to have that sort of trepidation just on sight of the way that somebody looks.
I what I'm saying is like I have personally heard how black athletes talk about black women. I have personally seen them create songs about not talking to black women in the club. So it exists. And that could be her world. That could be her experience. That could be the things that she's probably had to listen to her entire career. So if she's getting that feeling that he may be like that, then we can't fault her for that.
It's still
You know,
not legit. It doesn't make it. Listen,
we're
look,
not
if
saying
I
it's
see
right or
you,
wrong.
hold on. So, Tyrone, you're saying then it's okay if somebody that's white looks at you and says you're a criminal because all they see
I'm
on
not I'm
TV
not
is black
saying
men going to jail and doing
I'm not
crimes.
saying it's okay. But what I'm saying is if someone has seen a lot of people that look like me commit crimes and they think that I'm a criminal, I can't hate them for feeling that. Would I want to be judged as me as an individual? Yes, right? But I think there's a difference between being a cop working in one neighborhood as opposed to the other. If you're on edge, you can be on edge because that's the environment that you live in every single day.
Here's my thing with
That's all.
that.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not
Hold
making
on.
excuses.
I hear you, Ty.
for
I hear you,
anyone.
Ty. But my thing to that, what you're saying is that we can't fault her for experience. Yes, that's true. We can't fault her for experience, but she cannot use her experience to predetermine somebody else's thing for them without finding out or getting information from them themselves. She's making
Right.
judgments. She's making judgments and
So how do
acting
you
on
do
those
that?
judgments. She, mind you, this now, granted, I don't know what other conversations they had, but as far as we've seen, she's already made the judgment in the ladies' lounge to the other women. Now she's going to him to ask him, "Do you like?" So this is way out of context. You prejudged this man and made assumption and told everybody else about your assumption, and now you're going to clarify. That's where I have the problem at, because yes, you can be raised around different things. I could be prejudiced to different people, but I must go and find out about their culture for myself before I sit there and make any judgments truly based off of my past experiences.
Right. So how does she get the truth without asking him the question?
Yes, but she's told everybody her truth already, so that's the problem.
That's
You can't do that.
why is it a problem if that's what she's feeling? She's
That's
telling
because that's
everyone
not
what
his
she's
truth.
feeling.
Her truth, she can't make her truth his truth. I feel you are this type of person. Now I'm prejudging you and telling everybody how I feel about you. Ty, if I feel like you're a thief and I start telling everybody around me that you're a thief, when you come around, they're already going to be stand guard off of you. They're not going to even open up to you. That's unfair to everybody around to make a relationship with you. And that's where I have problems. I don't do that. And that's
What
just probably because I don't do it. If I feel something about you and I don't like you or whatever, I'm not going to go and tell my friends and give them reason not to like you. They have to form a relationship with you for themselves.
Right.
right, but that's the point of the discussion. Like when people disagree with her, they disagree with her. They said, I'm not getting that from him. Right. And it wasn't like, she was saying that that's not true. She went back and clarified it. Like, and if you watch like the date with Mariette, like the audio is off. Like it just seems like it's just not the great edit at all for her.
It, but it's that combined with the fact that she's already saying to herself she doesn't like to be prejudged either. So why put that same energy back into the world that you don't even like to receive yourself?
I can say,
And
Ty, I don't disagree with you. I understand me. Remember, I'm from the athlete world too. I understand how people are and what your experiences are. However, I don't place my experience on everyone else, and you shouldn't do the same. And it's only confirmed in her confessional when she was so offended that the comment of her not being culturally in touch with the Black cultural experience, she was so offended by that. And as she stated for herself, do I have Black cousins and stuff? Yes. But am I a Black power person? No, I could never say that. So I can understand that and I can appreciate that honesty. What I have a problem with is you blanketing, like think that you're above the rest of us lowly Black women and think that we are ignorant and that we're not dainty and we're not soft and that we're not loving and affectionate, because she stated that. She stated it in her confessional that people she's the most white adjacent because of these things. So it led me to believe that she feels that the majority of Black women are not like this, which is far from the truth. There's a lot of soft Black women living in grace and living in our skin. And for you to see some man that's out of your league, because that's what it is. She's attracted to him. She's very attracted to him. He's not attracted to her. So what does she have to do to justify why he's not attracted to her? She has to find just any kind of, oh, you must like white girls. You must like this. And that's not fair. And that's not fair at all. You just like someone that maybe is out of your league, and you're trying to make everybody else not like him because of whatever.
so let me just let me say something really quick. I am not. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna buy in to what you're saying, Ty. Right? Um, because I believe that your personal stuff, your personal issues that you have, they belong there with you. You cannot project your personal issues on me regardless of what your experiences has been in life. I am a whole different person who you know nothing about, and therefore you don't get to do that. You don't get to bring me into your, mistreated world and start, you know, pincushioning me and and me be the subject of your anger or the subject of your shortcomings or whatever, or whoever did what. That's them. There's no reason why you should be telling this man who he is without even having a legitimate conversation. And you can see in this moment how off put this man was. As soon as she brought it up, he's like, wait, what? Where did this even come from? Like, so imagine if you're sitting there in that live moment. Honestly, I would have gotten up and then that would have been the end of that right then and there. We would have no more conversation, period, point blank. I'm done with that. And I would be telling production, don't
And
ever put me in a situation or in any type of space with this person because you're being prejudged. And it's almost like I don't want to say reverse racism, but it is
Yeah.
in a sense reverse racism when you're telling me who I am, what I'm about, and how I what races of people I like. I mean, it's just crazy. That was just a crazy moment.
okay, just a little bit of pushback. I feel like she was more clarifying over justifying. I feel like we are all a part of our experiences and we have our preferences based on those experiences, which is why there are places you prefer to hang out over other places that you prefer to hang out. And that's based off of your experiences, right?
But the key word
So
is experience. She hasn't experienced that man, Ty. I'm sorry to cut you
we
off.
don't know what she's experienced, right? We don't know what she's experienced. We don't know her. We're just seeing her on the show. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead. I know you want to say something.
Everybody. And I watched it back. Okay. She's like, so what you see, did you like, darling? What you see? You like me? You like, and she's like primping, what you see? You like this? You like this? What you see? You like this? Oh, and so this girl, she asked for words of affirmation. He affirmed her, and then she cut him down. This was my issue. There was several issues, y'all. But okay, she's like asking for all of the words of affirmation. He's like, oh yeah, no, I was checking you out. I was checking you out while you were working out. She asked for it, she got it, and then I actually watched it back. Ty, I'm sorry, I love you, but you're wrong. Okay, so she then said, what is your preference? Because you look like a guy that would be dating white women. How do you know that? I literally have it up if you want to hear it. Like she said, you look.
You want me to?
So my issue is that you don't know him. You just sat here and you said you look like a guy that would be dating white women. So I have a friend from years ago that she had self-esteem issues, right? And when we would go out, I would have to actually say, she was overweight, she lost weight, you have self-esteem issues. So women do, okay? And I'm from California. We were in California. And I would say if a guy pays you a compliment, just say thank you. Just say thank you. Don't are you now you're self-defecate? What is it called? Now, right after he's paid you all of these compliments. So, and I get that she is in an environment that she is around a lot of white girls and she is the minority in that case. Absolutely right. But that doesn't say now that you are one of the Black women that is being pursued, this is a time for you to just accept that this guy might be interested in you. He's giving this girl googly eyes. I have the picture up. And for her to she literally self-sabotaged herself. So and then for you to constantly be doing this well, because I talk white, and no, And that used to get me too. I was born in this, but raised in California. So, you talk what? No, I enunciate. She has some issues that are deep seated that have nothing to do with being Black. She has some issues that she needs to get through. So I'm sorry, but this whole interaction, you really messed yourself up because he was really interested, and she could have been a great conversation. How do you all look for all the affirmations? What do you see? Do you like what you see? She literally said, "What do you see, darling, that you like? You like me? You like me?" She did all of that. And then he affirmed her. He said, "I like what I see." And then she says, "No, and so he was like, I'm from Miami." And he said, I've never dated a white woman. I've dated a Mexican. Of course, you're in Miami. Oh, so that's what it is. It's Mexican. So that's what it is. So it's good. Got to be anybody else but Black. Sis, what are you doing? Like, you literally kept cutting him down. It was just no. Go ahead.
All right, guys, real quick. I'm gonna, just because I know it's so much with this one episode, and I'm gonna play the episode. I'm not gonna be able to show the whole thing on the screen because I'll get demonetized. But I'm gonna let y'all at least hear it. All right.
Like, you're cute and I'm cute. And we can just keep it cute. Okay, so what you see?
Let me know. Can y'all hear it, panel?
Yes.
Okay.
That you like, darling.
I mean, you look good.
Okay, tell me.
I ain't gonna lie. We was doing a little stretches. I had to take my time a little bit because you was been down. I was like, oh, okay.
But I guess my biggest question for you is, I really want to know, like, your preference. Like, I don't know, you just look like the guy that would be dating white women. I mean, there's nothing wrong with white women.
Yeah.
Most of my friends are white, so I feel like I can say that. Mm-hmm. So what do you actually like? So elaborate on that for me.
Why would I be on this journey if I liked white women? I wouldn't come here. I've never dated a white woman in my life.
Really? Or Mexicans?
I've dated Latinas.
So is that your preference? Latinas versus Black?
No, I love my Black woman.
Okay, just want to make sure.
My parents are Black. They have Black love. My grandparents are Black. They have Black love.
Same.
I want all the same.
That makes me feel better.
It got kind of frustrating. I don't know where this question came from about my preference. It just rubbed me the wrong way. If I'm talking about dating, I want Black love. And honestly, I'm not feeling any more inclined to want to further my connection with Kira at all.
I just had to make sure that was clear.
All right. So we know exactly.
And can I say this? Can I say the other offensive thing that she said, and that I missed the first time in my first rant? How you think all Latinas are Mexican though? You got a problem.
In Miami,
you got a problem generalizing groups of people. You got to come on, sis. You want, like, this is your self-envisioned hierarchy of the levels of women.
So, Todd, can I ask you a question then? Are you saying that every interaction that she's having with a Black man, then she's having issues with he must not like me? In the back of her head, she's thinking he must not like me or he must not be interested. I'm asking the question.
I think binary, it either is or it isn't. I don't really put that emotion in it. So I'm just listening to what she's saying, right? She's asking for clarification because this is one of the biggest things that she wants to clarify, right? She probably understands that she's projecting, right? And doesn't want to make that mistake in continuing with that. So she wants to know what it is with him, right? Based off of her experiences. For him to feel offended by that or to feel questioned by that, cool. I'm cool with that as well. He likes Black women, great. But for us to sit here and say he doesn't look like a guy that dates white women, we would be wrong. Because 75% of all the NFL rosters would tell us we're wrong on that. He does look like a guy.
He's not in the NFL.
Well, I'm not saying he's in the NFL. I'm telling you what he looks like to her. He looks like a guy that dates white women. I could say the same thing. He looks like a guy that dates white women. I've seen a lot of people that look like him, date white women. If y'all have not seen that, if y'all may be appalled by that statement, cool.
Okay.
But
I was
wait a minute.
experienced.
But wait a minute. That's totally stereotypical. You don't think that guys that look like you date
It's
white
not
women?
stereotypical if it's true.
Do you
It
think that
happens.
guys look like you date white women?
I'm
Yes.
not saying what I'm saying. It's not
So-
impossible for us to think that it's impossible because
But
he's on a
it's
show.
None of us said it was
any
impossible.
type
Though.
of- yeah, it doesn't
That's how we're coming
mean,
off.
bro. But listen, here's what I'm saying. There isn't one specific trait that is a white woman eligible dater. Like these
I'm not saying
people
that.
go
I'm not
off of
saying
what
that. Which is why I started talking about her experiences. From her experiences, that's what he looks like. She's
Is that what
needing
she said?
clarification of that. She's asking for clarification of that.
But
She
is
got the
that what she said?
clarification, and
Did
she
she say
says,
that?
"Okay, cool."
Okay,
Did she
Tyra,
say, hold on. Did she say to him, in my experience, there's men that look like you that date white women? No. So this right here is just
So
filler.
what do you
This
think
is
it's coming
BS.
from? You think it's coming from outer space?
Well, I mean, but how do we know that that's the space that it's coming from? Maybe she's just that insecure of herself that she sees all of her friends who are white that gets all of the good guys. And most of those guys happen to be black men. But it doesn't, I mean, why
Also,
can't
She
it be
could
that?
very well be. Like she could very well be. But that makes what she's saying true then.
Also, why did she say it in front of him as well? Like, and that same friend that I talked about that had insecurities, right? We in front of the guy, she would say, "Okay, thank you." When we got in the car, she's like, "I don't know about him, Crystal. I think he dates white women." But why did she do that to him in front of him like that? How did she do that?
Face.
But I don't think she said it that way.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm muted. I'll let you finish.
No, I legit. So I just feel like her saying that to him, she basically self-sabotaged, and then brought in the Spanish comment, or the Latina comment. She basically self-sabotaged her whole thing and showed all of her insecurities. If that is what it is insecurities. I think there's more than insecurities there. But I just did feel like if that's what she was thinking, she could have waited and said that into ITM. But for her to say that to him after actually asking for words of affirmation too, that whole scene was crazy. Did you literally primp in front of this man, ask for all of the affirmation, ask for, well, how do you think, how do you, what, you like me, you like how I look, and then he affirmed you, and then you took it back and insulted him? Where they do that at?
Go ahead, Ty.
I didn't see it that way. Again, it seems like she's looking for clarification, right? For him to say that he has never dated a white woman, only black women, to her, that could have been surprising. And there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. There shouldn't be anything disrespectful about him, about her asking him what his preference is.
That's
not the problem. That's not the problem I have. That is not the problem I have. It's the way she went about it. Because when you sit there and say, "Do you like such and such women? What's your preference or whatever?" and he says this, and you go, "No, not this, not even this." You're still trying to villainize me into a certain category. You're taking away. If I tell you no, I have never dated white women. That's it. But then you want to find something else that's still in proximity of, to try to push that narrative on me. That's what you're doing. You're creating a narrative. So all she had to go is a different way. So strictly black women. No, I date around this, that. There's other ways to do it, but you're trying to find something in proximity of white women to put on me. And that's what the problem, and that's where his frustration comes in. It's like, stop. I'm telling you what I date. You asked me what I date. What's my preference? I told you what my preference was. That's it. If I date anything outside of my preference, that's what I do. But that's not what I prefer. My go-to is this. Run with it. This is me. I'm giving you me in this moment.
what's crazy, Jay, is that when most people ask you about your preference, yeah, I mean, somebody called me superficial one week because I'm like, oh, you got to be above 6 feet. Like, we give, you like them thick, you like them tall, you like them short, you like them with booty and a little waist. Like, when we're talking about our preferences, that can apply to anyone across the board. And even in this moment, like, I don't like that the conversation would be about white women. Like, it doesn't matter what racial demographic he has dated before. They're 30 plus. By this point in this world, you might have had you a little taste of about everything, and that's cool. Nobody is trying to say anything's wrong with dating outside of your race, because honestly, I think that, there's a lot of Black women that should try it, to try different things and not limit yourself. You know what I mean? However, my problem, Ty, as a Black woman, that I have with her saying this is like she says it in a way, one, that puts her above the rest of us lowly Black women, and two, the rest of us lowly Black women, we're at the bottom of the totem pole after every race you can figure out. Then you say, oh, really? So you do date Black women? Wow, I didn't know that. That is my problem with her statement. That's my problem with her statement. Because when I'm looking at it as this Black woman, and I can't speak for all of us, it was very uncouth, and it was very demeaning of the rest of us, because I speak excellent grammar. I speak excellent grammar in multiple languages. Let's say that. So I didn't appreciate that. Sabrina right there, she speaks multiple languages. She speaks proper grammar. So don't feel like you're above me or above anybody else because you cheer for the damn Dallas Cowboys with some big ass white boots, sis. No, ma'am. That's all I gotta say.
Ty, I think that her experiences, as you said, her experiences may be mostly white. And the girl, date outside your race, ladies, date whoever you want to. But my issue is when you have everybody, interested, but then and you're getting all of these men that are interested, and then you're saying, oh, well, I just wanted to make sure. He's telling you that he's sure. The insecurities are just blaring, and it's like Stacey said, it's really, you're putting down one race to build your own race up. Oh, and then you're like, oh, I just want to make sure you like me. He told you, he gave you everything that said that he was interested in and he liked you. He was like, I was checking you out. You look good. All of these things. Oh, I want to make sure that you like me. And I'm just, there's so much here that, and then we're gonna see when she gets the elimination thing. There's more to come. I'm like, there's something else going on here that you really have to have a conversation with just sit down on the bench and heal, as Kojo would say, because there's more to it than that. So I just don't, and honestly, her making assumptions on him, making assumptions on who he dates just by the way he looks, just because he's in the gym, or because he's, because he got muscles, or because he looks a certain way, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. Yeah. And that was not cool. Why did she do that to him like that? That wasn't okay. You're muted, Sabrina.
So what got me was a couple episodes ago, she was like, because I'm the closest thing to white. And then this episode, she was like, oh, thank God. Thank God you like Black women. I was like, wait a minute.
So you like me.
I was like, make it make sense. I'm so confused right now. Like,
and
okay, that's all I got.
Sabrina, and then she said, well, I'm the closest thing to white, so I can say that.
Right. It's like she keeps giving herself, like she keeps using that card, and that card, one day she's gonna use it on the wrong person. So, but I just thought that was just interesting. Like, I don't know, like you're glad that, oh, thank God you date Black women, because oh my God. But you just kind of threw you being a white girl onto yourself. Like, I'm the closest thing to white. I'm just saying, you know. So I was so confused because I was like, I don't think she realizes that's what she's. I mean, I just don't know, like mentally, like what's going on. I'm like, maybe this is her character and she forgot her lines. I mean, I don't know at this point. It's just giving.
And also,
go ahead. Yeah.
I think earlier, I don't know who said it, but said that she knows she's making an assumption. I don't think she knows that she's making that assumption on this character. Or
I'm telling you, this is. I feel like this is really her, but I feel like whatever character she felt like she had to show up for the cameras for this TV show that she's on right now, she forgot those lines that she said 2-3 episodes ago. Like, I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. I think she forgot that. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I just
the way that they always place in stuff on some of the moms or some of the or like a Brandon who's been divorced twice from the same lady, or like a Unique who left. I hope when they eliminate her, they say you just need time to heal. You need time to heal, because this is one that projects and that is insecure about, you know, her blackness. And I agree with Ty, because I've been told this before. You know, I believe she has like you're pretty for a black girl syndrome. And her relationship to being black is a distant one. Is a distant one. It's almost like I got black cousins, but I'm not one of them. So I think like that is what is giving me. And that's, I guess, why it just put me off. It set me off and it put me off. And even my 15-year-old daughter, as she's watching it, she's like, what? Like, we're just like, what? So I mean, it's like universally put off, but I'm saying I do wholeheartedly agree with you, Ty. I don't disagree with your point of view at all. But as a me, who I'm secure in my skin, and I can hear these little dog whistles and stuff because I've heard the same thing. You pretty for a black girl, and I was offended by it, but she might appreciate that as a compliment, whereas I'm offended by it. So, you know, like, I just think, you know, it is what it is, and it's a difference of opinions.
And to your point, Stacey, that actually is sad, because, you know, I've heard that before too, and she's probably heard that a lot. So it's something that's the norm to her. Oh, you're pretty for a black girl, or pretty for a brown skinned girl, or what have you. So to her, that's the norm. And so she's used to that, and she's used to these experiences of having black men that will date her for a time, but are more used to dating white girls, or what have you, you know. And so now it's okay for her to ask these questions or make these assumptions that are not true. Like, he's sitting there like interested. So yeah.
I just know
it was sad.
I just know that because I have black cousins, and I can say that because I have white friends, and like all that is it's just like, oh God, it's just a lot for me with Kira. And I'm like, why do you have to keep saying that? Is it to justify your effed up comments that you just keep making? And you think that because you say that, like, it's okay. My thing is within this scene, the first thing I thought to myself is, what she said to him, what if he said to her, well, you kind of talk white. You talk like a white girl. You know what I mean? And you're kind of giving off like, maybe, like, do you just date white men? Like, I mean, not just date, but like, would you date white men too? Because you kind of like, that's the feeling that I'm getting. Like, I just feel like, how would she have felt if the roles were reversed? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. I don't think. I think she's one of those people that don't think before she speaks. She just kind of speaks, and she forgets that she says certain things. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anywho, anybody else got anything to say about this scene? All right, we're gonna move on then. So so the
Jay.
next scene, Jay, did you have something?
I said it in the chat, child. That's all I got to say
Okay.
right there.
All right. So the men meet in the men's lounge and they discuss pretty much who they are feeling and who they are not feeling and not connecting with. Morier meets with Kira and Unique meets with Marvin, and Unique is eliminated. They feel like she needs to go heal.
I mean, she probably does need to go heal, but I'm still stuck on the fact that Marvin is the one who put his top in the past down at the bottom like that. I was like, are you that threw me for a loop right there. I said, what? When I heard it and seen his face is the one putting her at the bottom, I was like, oh wow.
Baby, Marvin told them in the lounge, I kiss Unique, but I bonded with Kat.
He writing his book right now. I am not playing with Marvin. He writing his book.
So y'all feel like they made the right decision between Unique and Kira by sending Unique home first?
It's like last week's decision in a way. Like either one of them really could go home.
Wait, but not Marie in the middle of deliberation, not deliberate, but in the middle of the sentence, in the middle of a conversation, he's so distracted by the mustard, aka the cheese on the burger.
Yo, where are my pictures?
I thought that was funny though. I thought that he didn't want to be there. So he started paying attention to his food. I just thought that was
He was like, did they put the fellas was talking. Wait, is that ketchup? Oh my God. When I did my live, have y'all ever seen that cartoon called Up? With the old man and the old lady.
The movie Up, yes.
And they took the balloon that moved the house. You remember the dogs in there, right? Yeah, we gonna get it with squirrel. Squirrel.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't that remind you of that?
That ADHD kicked in fast, didn't it?
I was just like, Marvin, now y'all were just talking about, she was just shading you about not being healthy. And you picked the whole Krabby Patty up and was like,
they put cheese on it? I thought they put cheese on it. Okay, then we good. He letting her know that he is still health conscious, like he said.
But wait, how everybody tied? This is what you was talking about, huh? The gaming. Because it seemed like when I was writing it down, everybody put Kira at the bottom. 2 people put Aries. 1 person put Janelle. 1 person put Unique.
But what was it, Marie? Didn't he say that Kira's not the one that's gonna help me build my kingdom or something like that?
Yeah.
I didn't know what was the cut. What was cut out? Go ahead, Stacey. Go ahead.
Yes, he said that, and then his commentary to her was about the Black aspect of it, because then after it, she went back and said the Black cultural thing offended her. She said, I'm not in the space of saying Black power, but I have Black cousins and Black friends. Girl, lead with I'm Black. My parents Black.
I think she was trying to say with what they were saying about her. Like it made her feel a type of way that like they looked at her like that or they thought like that about her. Like Dad, right. I'm offended. Like that's how they really feel about me. That's not the case. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Like we didn't even get Marie's full explanation, right? And like Michael Jordan says the same thing, which is why they call it, the Jordan technique. Like there's people that like LeBron over Jordan because LeBron's more active, overtly active when it comes to promoting Black people. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan has done more by far by being a lot more quiet about it. So to say that, I'm not necessarily in those rooms where everyone is like screaming Black Power, like it's okay, but you can still help Black people. Like clearly I'm Black. Clearly when you see me, we know what the deal is, right? I may not have to be saying that, but we know what the deal is. So again, like I'm just listening to what she's saying. I'm not taking it as it's not something that she doesn't want to do. I'm just taking it as just something that she just hasn't done.
I took it as her being like a total hypocrite because the same judgment she put on somebody else, when it was her time to receive that same critique, she was offended.
Well, I would expect her to be offended if people were telling me that I'm not pro-Black, right? That's what we have been.
That's funny, Ty.
Wasn't saying she was pro-Black.
Because you don't. No, never mind. You did. Never mind, Ty. I'm like,
But we didn't get the explanation. We didn't get the explanation from the fellas. We just got Marie talking about cheese, and then he was like, "All right, well, you do understand where the fellas was coming from, right?" And she was kind of upset, which, from my eyes, is to be expected.
Especially when you think you're better than the rest of the ladies on the couch. Because of your proximity to whiteness.
Do you think he came back and gave her a full explanation and they edited it out?
Yeah, I think they clearly edited it.
Yeah.
I do wonder what is she trying to get out of this show? Is she truly trying to, meet somebody, or I just don't know what she's trying to get at. If she's trying to meet somebody, handling what's his name, who was that, Quentin, or talking to him like that was not the right way to do it. If that's how she felt, she could have waited until she got to the ITM to say that. She did not have to do that in front of him. Oh, you like everybody else but Black. You like white women or Mexican women. That's not the way to do that. She shouldn't have said that in the ladies' lounge or what have you. I just feel like if she's really trying to find somebody, because everybody's going to talk. So I just wonder, what is she trying to get out of this experience? Because it's not right.
Pandering and want to go open up a dance studio somewhere, a cheerleading studio.
That's what it is.
In Dallas. Oh my gosh, but you know who I missed? Why didn't we see anything with Lee and Christopher?
We haven't seen Lee for like, what, 2 episodes?
Right. And Christopher just came last episode and we didn't see him none today except in the lounge. No dates, no nothing.
Mm-hmm. But they did that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, they did that to me. I think for like 1 or 2 episodes, I wasn't featured on them either. I wasn't on like every episode. So I think that's where they're at right now. Because I'm still waiting to see Lee's and Quentin's, for real. Those are the only 2 like I was really kind of rooting for, was Lee and Quentin. But I don't even know now. Anyway, y'all got anything else?
No, I think we done fought with each other enough. We got to be another family again.
Look, Ty been good the last few weeks. Today he done returned to the graceful Ty. I don't know how to take him.
No, I'm gonna just say,
how to take him giving all this grace.
No, I'm gonna just say, I've had similar experiences in my industry. I'm one of the few Black people that have influence, but I also understand that there's a certain way that I need to navigate that space in order to continue to do what I'm doing without being shut out. And I have to understand that if I am too rah-rah about what's going on or the mission, then there are ways that they can prevent me from continuing my mission. And I'm just talking about that from my own personal experience.
In that same regard, I think like I can understand you on that, and I just choose a different path. It's not that I'm rah rah, but I'm one of the few in what I do, and we got to carry the torch, and we got to make sure we set a stage where other people that look like us and that sound like us and dress like us, they can come into our areas of expertise. However, I don't check my blackness at the door coming in. And I think that's what I'm getting. I don't know what I'm getting with her. I was really offended, I think, by her because it's an air about her that to me is like putting down on Black women. Like when she says things, what I hear is like, oh, we're hood and we like the stereotype. But she's good because of her proximity to white. Like she's pretty for a Black girl. Like what the lady was telling me on the Poo Poo Cake movie. You is smart, you is kind, you is intelligent. But baby, you ain't the only one. That's my thing.
Do y'all have anything to conclude for this episode before we wrap it up? Crystal?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just want to say that they should have actually did the switcheroo. I don't know why they didn't, in the elimination. Um, I'm looking forward to Boots getting knocked off next time.
Some knocked off boots, huh?
Yeah, somebody need to knock off the Boots. Um, and yeah, this whole 45 minutes that I spent viewing it, I really want that back. But it is what it is. I've got nothing else.
No matter your insecurities, don't play your cards up front like that. If a man tells you you're beautiful, say thank you. And yeah, any assumptions you have on his character or any assumptions you have on him at all, you don't do that to yourself. Just and yeah, there's more I have to say, but
Tyrone, you got any wise words to leave?
I'm just gonna continue to watch the show for everyone, that's been voted off so far. Welcome to the family. You want to have any mental health conversations? Let me know.
Notice something about Ty. When he likes somebody, he does that spiel right there. So Boots must be on his list right now.
No, I'm saying 90% of my family lives in Miami, Florida. I grew up in Marathon, Florida. So, but my parents moved to Massachusetts. No control of my own, right? So when we get to Boston, I get the business because of my Southern accent, right? Try to get past that. I go back home. I get the business from my own family for having a Northern accent. And it's not anything that I can control. It's just my experiences. So there are things that, have affected me because of things that have happened in my past. And if we can't say that you can't assume a certain thing about someone because your assumptions are sometimes the things that keep you safe. When you see people that look a certain way, I'm not saying that it's wrong to assume, but sometimes those assumptions keep you out of trouble, right? And we have our preferences by places that we would prefer to hang out at, right? And it's based off of past experiences. Like, I don't want to hang out there, like I would prefer to go here. And it's not like you don't like those people. You don't like that crowd. It's just you have a preference based off of your experiences. So if we can say that she's wrong for assuming that, then we have to say the same thing about ourselves for assuming that he does. right? For if we can say that she's wrong for assuming that he does date white women, then we're judging ourselves by assuming that he doesn't. Does that make sense?
To a certain degree, but here's the thing. I'm not gonna assume that he dates anybody. Because I don't care what race that he dates. But I'm not gonna put something on him based off of my shallow my perceptions of him. And I'm not certainly not gonna go and tell a gang of women something that I done cooked up in my head about him, and then finally meet him and learn that everything I put out there was a lie. That's not what I'm gonna
Good.
do.
That's actually
That's good
what
on you.
my point,
Good on
Ty.
you, Stacey.
And I that's my point. What Stacey just said. And Ty, like I was, like I said, born in Beaufort, South Carolina, raised in California, Oceanside, California, where father's in the military. So I understand what you're saying, that you're the experiences are going to, when I go home, I get it from my family. When I go, California, I get it from other people. I hear what you're saying, but I also think her making that assumption on him, that would have been so wrong if he had made that same assumption on her. We can't make that assumption on him and just blatantly throw that out there and make assumption on his character. He may not be somebody that dates a lot. He may, his experiences in Miami, Florida, because he may not be that worldly and dating a lot of women. So what his experiences in Miami, Florida, has probably just been Latin women, and that's it. That's just like old boy last, what was it, last season? Because he doesn't date black women. He doesn't date black women because he's from Miami. How do you know that? And that was not cool for her to do that in front of her friends. So I think the same thing about, oh girl, if that's what you thought, you don't ask a man to tell you everything good and then put him down in the next breath. That doesn't make any sense to me. Sorry, it just doesn't.
I'm just chuckling because she was right. So,
but let me just say
I'm just joking.
If I could
In the Miami season,
yeah, she was right.
The Miami season, she was right.
But she shouldn't have done. I don't think that she should have done it like that. I don't think that old girl, what's her name, Kira.
She was only right because whatchamacallit told her that, and that was based off a conversation that Swayze and Katie had. So
right. Well, it's based off an actual conversation. But
yes.
My thing is, in the same regard, Ty, with all the points that you made tonight, she's a cheerleader. A lot of people like to stereotype cheerleaders as not being the sharpest crayon in the box. It's not being bright. When I saw and heard that she was a cheerleader, I didn't prejudge her as having a lack of intelligence or anything like that. I was just like, wow, that's awesome. One of the few to cheer for Dallas. That's a huge deal. Like I didn't discount her. I didn't presume she only talked to white guys. I didn't put any of some prejudices that most people associate with this line of work on her. I didn't think she was a groupie. I didn't think that she was any of that. Like I didn't place any of that on her. And in that same regard, I think she should give people the same grace. That's all. Agree. And I can't expect me out of everybody, and I can accept that because I offer people grace. I give them the benefit of the doubt. I got it. But don't come out here putting on somebody your own insecurities and your own projections because you wanted him to want you because you thought that he liked this kind of person and you thought you were the closest to that proximity, so you can't understand why he ain't checking for you.
I totally agree. What would she have done? And he said, you know what? Yes, I only date white women. What would you have done? What if
he said, oh yeah, I normally date white women, but what's up? You cute. You the next.
She would have said assumptions based off my experiences proved me to be right. Probably what she would have said.
Should have keep on assuming and should have been keep on blocking her blessings. That's all I say. When you judge block her, but see, this is the thing. This is what we're trying to say to you, Ty. It's a difference from judging people based off of your experience with that person outside of prejudging people based off of your past experiences. And so just like your cop analogy earlier, that's why we're still in the predicament with cops right now, because they're steady prejudging us based off of past experiences which don't mean that this next little kid that walk up with a hoodie on is going to be a villain or a convict or something like this. He got a simple candy bar in his hand. Now we have a dead kid on our hands. A
No,
live kid on our hands. You know
I
what I'm
did
saying?
not judge her because she was a cheerleader. So why is she
I,
going to judge this man?
That's it.
I
That's
get
it.
it.
I ain't
And I get it. So just one more quick thing. Maybe it's the military in me. You know, I've had to meet tons of people from all different walks of life. Some of them never even seen or been around Black people before. So I've had to have a lot of these conversations, and I had to not take it personal if someone assumed that I would be a certain way. Only thing I had to do is just be who I am, and then eventually they could see that their assumptions may have been wrong. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But in this
And that's
environment, in this environment, your assumptions can be detrimental to other people as well as yourself. And one thing about this process that me, you, Sabrina, and PO know very well is that a lot of the old things, the old baggage we used to come with, you got to kind of let it go and have a more open mind and try things differently. This is what Ready to Love is about, having more of an open mind, do things you don't normally do, try different things. And if you're going to come in here with these blinders, with a closed mind, that you're not doing yourself any justice. I honestly feel like she's blocking for herself. Like her mouth is making her miss. Her mouth and her open mouth and closed mind is making her miss her blessings. That's what I feel.
That's why I said this. I said that earlier. It's very sad because she's really self-sabotaging herself. Like, and if this is what she thought, she did not have to say that to his face like that. There, if she has these insecurities, you know, you don't have to. She really played herself in several different instances too. It'd be one thing if it was just this one experience with Quentin, but this is the third time we're seeing this. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. This is a lot. And yeah.
So you think she's getting eliminated next week? Who's the woman going home next week?
I don't know why they kept her. If the majority of the guys said her, after the scene cut, I said they must have had, but also production might have said, no, let's keep her for one more week. She might step on her. She might say something else wrong, just like Kabiza. Oh, let's keep her for one more week. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We're going to go around the room, have you guys extraduce yourselves, let them know where they can find you on socials, and if you're working on any projects that you would like to share. We're going to start with Tyrone, since Crystal dipped out for a second.
Yes. What's up, everybody? Tyrone Wilson. You can find me at Ty Wilson21 everywhere. I kind of decided to just focus on the panels and not make the reviews of the show anymore. There's some things that I want to do, like put more mental health content out there and also my personal journeys. I am working on one where I crushed childhood traumas. So very shortly, you should see a video of me of how I met my biological father. And, oh, not to tell story, but there's a biological side of my family that I met, and I'm going to show y'all the entire journey of it also. Hopefully that'll help someone. But yeah, follow me, Ty Wilson21.
Love it. Thank you for sharing, Ty. Crystal?
Woo! Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned. I got something coming for this Sunday. I'll be reviewing, doing a full show recap of Swagger. And yeah, stay tuned for more to come. Thank you so much.
Stacey B.
So you can catch me and my kids that are Black on Instagram.
I can't. I'm so sleepy. I can't right now. I can't. Good night, everybody. Good night.
I also have black cousins that may and my black friends that may also appear in my story on Instagram. Because of my proximity to blackness, I feel like I can say that. Stacey,
I can't. Oh my eyelashes going on.
well, I'm so close to being black. I'm the closest thing to black on this channel. So I feel like y'all should come join me in my black experience.
You can't. I'm too sick.
And Grand Rising and Grand Falls, my Nubian kings and queens.
Unfortunately, I'm just black adjacent, so I don't have black friends. I don't have black friends and things. No, it's your girl Jay. Let me stop it, Stacey. Damn it, it's your girl Jay from another round. You can find me on YouTube at Another Round JS, all one word, or you can find me on Instagram, Another Round _JS. And yes, you may see one or two black people up there, not too many. I got a limit.
P.O.
Yo, what's good? You already know what it is. It's your man, P.O. 100 Sightings, who is black, and I date black women. Always.
He smells very sexy and black as well.
Yeah, y'all know where to find me. You know what I mean? I'm here, there, everywhere. I spin, I go, I come back, I do it again. I'm a G like that.
If anybody knows who that chef is that cooked for Aries, have him
call me.
Cook for chef, and then come to Atlanta and call Crystal.
Hey, Mr. Mitchell.
Tell him we can have a cook-off.
I can't. Bye, doggy. Bye, everybody.